Join me as I challenge myself to see if these 5 animals can survive exposure to nuclear radiation. Nuclear radiation is a force of nature that can be deadly to many living organisms. We've seen the devastating effects of nuclear disasters like Chernobyl and Fukushima, but have you ever wondered how different animals would fare if they were exposed to nuclear radiation? Today, we're going to explore that question and see if 5 specific species can survive in a world filled with radiation. Understanding how nuclear radiation affects different animals is a complex challenge. The variables are endless, from the type of radiation to the duration of exposure, and from the animal's size to its habitat. Radiation can cause damage to an animal's DNA, leading to mutations and even death. But some animals are more resilient than others, and some can even adapt to living in environments with high levels of radiation. Take, for example, the aftermath of the Chernobyl disaster. Scientists were shocked to find that some animals were thriving in the exclusion zone, despite the high levels of radiation. It's clear that some species have evolved to survive in environments that would be deadly to others. But what makes them so special? And can we learn from them? When we try to understand how nuclear radiation affects animals, we also need to consider the environment they live in. For example, animals living in areas with high levels of radiation may have adapted to it over time, while those living in areas with lower levels of radiation may be more susceptible to its effects. And what about animals that live in water versus those that live on land? The variables are endless, and it's clear that we still have a lot to learn about how nuclear radiation affects different species. But despite these challenges, scientists have made some surprising discoveries about how certain animals respond to radiation. From cockroaches to dolphins, some species are more resilient than you might think. So let's dive in and explore the 5 animals that we'll be discussing today. First up, we have the cockroach. This ancient insect has been around for over 300 million years, and it's renowned for its ability to survive in even the most hostile environments. Cockroaches are highly resistant to radiation, and some species can even survive doses of up to 10,000 rads. That's equivalent to 400,000 X-rays. But what makes them so resilient? Next, we have the tardigrade, also known as the water bear. These microscopic creatures are found in water environments all over the world, and they're capable of surviving in extreme conditions, including high levels of radiation. Tardigrades can survive doses of up to 6,000 rads, making them one of the most radiation-resistant animals on the planet. The third animal on our list is the fruit fly. These tiny insects are commonly used in scientific research, including studies on radiation resistance. Fruit flies are surprisingly resilient to radiation, with some species able to survive doses of up to 2,000 rads. But what makes them so different from other insects? Fourth, we have the hummingbird. These tiny birds are found in the Americas and are known for their rapid heartbeat, up to 1,200 beats per minute. But did you know that hummingbirds are also highly resistant to radiation? Some species can survive doses of up to 1,000 rads, making them one of the most radiation-resistant birds on the planet. Finally, we have the orca, also known as the killer whale. These majestic creatures are found in oceans all over the world, and they're known for their intelligence and social behavior. Orcas are surprisingly resilient to radiation, with some populations able to survive in areas with high levels of radiation. But what makes them so different from other marine mammals? One surprising finding that stands out is the ability of some animals to adapt to radiation over time. For example, scientists have found that some species of fish can adapt to living in areas with high levels of radiation by developing unique genetic mutations. It's clear that some animals are more resilient than we thought, and that they have evolved unique strategies to survive in environments that would be deadly to others. Another surprising finding is the role that radiation can play in shaping the evolution of certain species. For example, scientists have found that some species of mosquitoes have evolved to be more resistant to radiation in areas with high levels of radiation. It's clear that radiation is not just a deadly force, but also a driver of evolution. One of the most surprising findings, however, is the ability of some animals to survive in areas with extremely high levels of radiation. For example, scientists have found that some species of fungi can survive in areas with radiation levels that would be deadly to most other living organisms. It's clear that some species are truly radiation resistant and that they have evolved unique strategies to survive in environments that would be deadly to others. In conclusion, the 5 animals we've discussed today have shown us that nuclear radiation is not always a deadly force. From cockroaches to orcas, some species are more resilient than we thought, and they have evolved unique strategies to survive in environments that would be deadly to others. It's clear that we still have a lot to learn about how nuclear radiation affects different species, and that there's still much to be discovered about the natural world. So, what do you think about nuclear radiation in animals? Do you have any thoughts or questions about the animals we discussed today? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our other video on the surprising effects of nuclear radiation on the environment. And also don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thanks for watching.